Hey guys, welcome back to Tea Time with Lex. Okay, today I wanted to talk about right person, wrong time. I'm actually probably going to re-record this because the quality sucks, the lighting is really bad, and I don't like doing my episodes alone when it's stuff like when it's topics like this, because it's hard to just, talk about myself and my own experiences without someone bouncing ideas and words off of me, and we can just go back and forth. It's a little less boring like that, but this is what we got, so this is what we're dealing with. Anyway, right person, wrong time. I don't believe in that at all, actually, like 0%. I used to, because me and my ex, like three years ago, 3 years ago. Wow, your girl's been single for a little bit. Well, I was talking to this boy 3 years ago. We dated for about 2.5 years. When we first got together, we knew that it was really bad timing because our mental states were on two totally different levels. He was mature as heck. He had his awakening. He kind of knew who he was. He knew his grounds, his boundaries, his morals, who he was as a person, what he doesn't like, what he does like. He knew exactly who he was. Me, on the other hand, I was just discovering that. Like, I needed to be independent. I was like a little caterpillar finding her way in this world before I got into my cocoon and became a butterfly. Like, I was just starting out on my independent journey, and we knew it was bad timing because if you get with someone who's more mature than you and you're not, you're gonna feel like tied down. You're gonna feel stressed because your maturity levels are on two different waves. So they're ready to settle down, have a family, or do their future career, do whatever they need to do. And you're just trying to figure out what you want to do, if that makes sense. So that was our two different mindsets at the time. But we were like, let's just do it anyway. I can grow while you're doing your other stuff, and I can, let's just do it. Let's just date. So we did, and I got very, very, very depressed. I got very toxic. Well, we both did. The whole relationship just went downhill. And we still loved each other. We still thought we were soulmates and thought we were going to get married. But just trying to deal with each other's lifestyles was so difficult because both of us felt strained and like we weren't happy and we weren't doing what we were supposed to be doing. So we decided to break up so I could find myself and get back on that level. Well, I found myself. I found my morals. I found what I wanted to do with my future. I learned who I was. I went into my cocoon, and now I'm a little butterfly. But we're not back together. We're not even going to get back together. We don't really even talk anymore. It's just over. So I feel like if it was right person, wrong time, that was obviously the wrong time, and we thought we were the right people for each other. But now that the timing is right, because we're both on the same mindset, page of life or whatever, we're both on we're both on the same page, but it's over. That was a part of my life, and now the timing is right, and that's not my person. That's not who I'm with. So that's why I don't believe in it anymore. Because the way I view life now is like this. Okay, so here's a string. This is your life. Your life is a string, your lifeline. Okay? Yeah, let's put it like that. And like an abacus? Yeah, an abacus calculator. How there's balls on it and you can move the balls. Well, those are I can't talk. This is why I need somebody else sitting right here so I can take a break and let them talk and then me talk. But anyway, so there's a line right here. And those balls represent chapters in your life. They represent, life lessons. They represent growth. And I feel like we all live on that line. We each have one. So, gosh, I lost my train of thought. So each of those balls are our lessons. And each of those balls have different people connected to them, if that makes sense. So in that time of my life, I was not ready to be in a relationship. I wasn't ready. I didn't know myself. I didn't know who I was. I was just starting out. I was like a little caterpillar, and my ex was attached to that little ball. And then I grew, and he stayed there. But I kept growing, and now I'm at this step in my life, and I'm going to have different people in this chapter. I'm going to have a different story than what was here. I feel like we're all meant to just keep growing and growing and growing. I don't think we're supposed to be stuck with one person forever, because you're going to get stuck with that person. You're going to get content, and you're not going to grow anymore. You guys are both going to be living each other's lives. You're not going to keep going on your own lifeline. I said this in episode 3 of my podcast. We all have separate we all have separate paths in our life, and we're each going down those paths. And you might meet someone, and your guys' paths might cross, but paths always split up, and they might get back together in the future. You never know, but they split up, and I feel like that's what you're supposed to do as people. Like, if you meet them, you guys need to keep growing, unless you guys can grow together. But I feel like you need that like separate time. You need that alone time, because I feel like if you don't have alone time, you lose yourself. Like, you literally lose who you are. You lose what your hobbies are. You stop doing the things you love. You stop taking care of yourself because you're only focused on the relationship and this part of your life. So when you stop doing that and you go down your path of life, and you're like, hey, I want to go with this person, but I'm not ready, and like your guys' paths haven't met yet, but you force them to meet, you're literally blocking off your path of life and going over here to this person's and living their life with them. Because you haven't fully found yourself. You haven't fully developed. You're still learning and you're still growing. But you're like, I'm just going to cut off where I am in life and go over here and worry about this relationship. You put up a road closed sign and you stop growing. You get consistent. You get, what's that word called? Static? Like, you just stay in that one place and you go over to this person's life. And if this person's more mature and has his shit together or her shit together, he's going to keep going. But you're going to be back here, like, following him. Like, wait up, And when you guys break up, you have to go all the way back to where you were and restart from there, if that makes sense. I feel like we're all supposed to continue growing individually, but be together as people occasionally. Everybody comes into your life for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. I feel like you meet certain people for different life lessons. If me and my ex would have been like, yeah, this is bad timing, let's not do it, let's just wait till later in life, I may have continued growing, but I probably wouldn't have learned all the lessons I learned if we dated, like we dated. I learned so much about myself, and I learned that I wasn't ready for a relationship, even though I thought I was in the beginning. I was like, I can do this. I can control myself. I can figure it out. But really I couldn't, and it deteriorated me, and it deteriorated our relationship. I don't know if that makes a whole lot of sense. I just kind of rambled. But yeah, I don't believe in right person, wrong time. I feel like everybody comes into your life at a specific time for a specific reason. They're there to teach you something. So if you have somebody in your life and you have a relationship in your life, step back. Don't break up with someone if you're dating someone. I believe you should be in relationships. But I feel like those relationships are put there for a reason, for a lesson for both of you. So I think you need to continue growing as a person if you're in a relationship. You should continue doing the things you love, going out and doing your hobbies, hanging out with your friends, not your guys' friends or his friends or her friends, your own personal friend group. Because when you guys break up and you don't have your friends, who do you have? Yourself. And if you're not fully done growing, and if you don't fully know yourself, you're going to get depressed, and you're going to be in a hole, and you're going to be like, wow, 2 years of my life wasted. But if you look at it like, hey, that person helped me grow, and that person taught me that, this is my toxic trait, and this is what I need to fix, and these were my flaws in the relationship, and this is how I'm not done growing yet. And you step back and you're like, okay, those are the things I need to fix for my next person. You just keep growing and growing and growing until you're blossomed and you're 58 years old and you're like, well, I know exactly who I am and I'm ready to get married. Okay, probably not 58 years old, but you know what I mean. Until you're done finding yourself, you shouldn't look for a relationship. I think you should be single unless you're already in a relationship, and don't break up with them. But I feel like you should stay single until you fully know yourself. And I'm not saying that doesn't mean you don't go on dates. I always tell the guys that I go on dates with, you can take me on a date, but that doesn't mean we're going to date. if that makes sense, you know? Like, you can go out and have fun. Why not? You know, everybody likes to have fun. But that doesn't mean you need to tie yourself down to that one person and be like, okay, since we went on a date, you're my person, and I'm gonna like you even though you're not exactly what I want. I'm just gonna take the things I do want from you. And no, that's just stressful. And flow through life by yourself. You're put on this earth by yourself. You're gonna leave this earth by yourself. So live on this earth by yourself. Be you. Be 110% you. And yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to talk about. But yeah, don't wait for people. If you are the more mature person in the relationship and you know the other person is not at your level yet, let them go. And if it is meant to be, if it is the right person, they will come back. I feel like everybody comes back into your life, unless like it was really, really bad and you cut them off and you're done. But if it ended not super bad and you guys ended with wow, like that, those were good memories, even though there were some bad ones, you know, everything happens for a reason. I hope you have a good life. I'll have a good life, and I'll see you in the future. I think that's how you should leave things, because everybody lives differently. Everybody loves differently. So if your guys is... I'm just rambling again now. Wow, this is hard to do alone. Okay, but yeah, don't wait for the person that's not mature. Let them go. Keep living your life. Keep prospering. Once they get on that level and you guys still have those feelings, be like, all right, come here, honey boo. I'm ready, you know? But don't wait, because that's just going to suffocate you both. You guys need room to breathe and grow. Everything happens for a reason. I covered that. But yeah, I think that's it. So that's why I don't believe in right person, wrong time. Sorry if this was kind of butchered. It was very last minute. My guest got sick. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week.